Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to this online session of English. We are here today with the Moments book, and today we will see the first chapter of the Moments book, that is The Lost Child. The Lost Child is written by Mulk Raj Anand. Okay. So what is the story about? You must be thinking, because the name itself says The Lost Child. So it's about a child who is lost. And it's written by Mulk Raj Anand. Now let us see something about the writer, because we are reading his story, so we must know something about him. Let's get into it. So about the author, Mulk Raj Anand was born on 12 December 1905 and he died on 28 September 2004. He was an Indian writer in English and he was doing notable work for his depiction मतलब depict करना बताना of the lives of poorer caste in traditional Indian society. जो poor people थे traditional Indian societies में, उनके बारे में ये लिखते थे. One of the pioneers of Indo-Anglian fiction, he together with ये बहुत ज़्यादा pioneer means very perfectionist थे. Indo-Anglian, Anglo means जो इंग्लिश में लिखते हैं. सो इंडो एंग्लियन फिक्शनल इमेजिनरी वर्क्स में ये बहुत ज़्यादा पॉइनियर थे, बहुत ज़्यादा फेमस, बहुत ज़्यादा परफेक्ट थे. टुगेदर विद आर के नारायण, अहमद अली एंड राजा राव वॉज वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट इंडियन बेस्ड राइटर्स इन इंग्लिश टू गेन एन इंटरनेशनल लीडरशिप. So these people were writing and even international people used to read about their works. So he, along with R.K. Narayan, Ahmad Ali and Raja Rao, they were the famous writers of those time. His notable works are Coolie and Untouchable. His notable awards are Sahitya Academy Award. He won in 1971, Padma Bhushan in 1968 and International Peace Prize in 1953. Now let us see our story, The Lost Child. The story starts it's about a child, and it starts with the introduction of the spring season. And there's on one fine day of spring, a family had gone to the fair. See here, had gone to the fair to have fun and enjoy themselves. Now what happened there? The boy in the story, the child, there was a child and mother and father. There were three people. So the child was lagging behind and he was amused, attracted. He was fascinated by all the things on the way, like the toys, the balloons, the garlands, etc. And he was lagging behind. Lagging behind means left behind. वो बार-बार ही पीछे छूट जा रहे थे. And his father denied to buy him the things. और जो भी वो मांग रहे थे, उनके पापा वो चीज़ें मना कर दे रहे थे दिलाने से. The boy really wanted to go about a roundabout. Roundabout you can see in the picture. वो जिस पे बैठ के there's a round we give the small children, for small children it is made. So he was going to make a bold statement. Now he has determined that this time I will go on the roundabout. So for that he just he turned about to say to his parents, and he found that his parents were not there. Now what happened to the child? The boy bursted into tears and his body jerked. And this time he started running to find his parents. His turban from the head fell and his clothes became muddy in the fair, but he was running and finding his parents. Then thereafter a stranger came to help him, and the stranger has offered all the things in the fair, but the boy denied to take anything, and the boy asked only for his parents. This is what our story is. Conclusion is not given in the story whether the child found the parents or not. Now every story is written to teach you something. What's the theme of this story? Let's see. In the story The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand, the main themes are that of, first one, desire. What desire? The desire of the child. The child wanted everything that he saw on the way. So first theme is desire. The second theme is connection. What connection? The connection of the child with his parents. Third, kindness. The kindness of the stranger towards the lost child. Fourth, materialism. The things which the boy wanted earlier now means nothing to him. So the boy realized about this material world. Fifth, acceptance. The boy is accepting that he doesn't want anything, he just wants his parents. Desperation. The boy is worried to find his parents, he is desperate. And security. The boy, after losing his parents, is feeling insecure. So all these themes are highlighted in this story. So basically from the beginning, what does the writer highlight? The theme of desire is highlighted many a times. The story is based on the theme of the close bond of the child that the child shares with that we children share with our parents, that the child shares with his parents. So we can see in the story, the boy forgets about all the desire and he just wants his parents. So this theme is also highlighted in the story. See, there's a picture here of the fair, the village fair. Now let us see the story line by line. It was a festival of spring. Festival of spring means it was a spring season. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. From the wintry shades means the winter was disappearing and the weather was very pleasant. And from the narrow lanes, narrow lanes means जो पतली गलियां होती, narrow lanes and alleys emerged. Emerged means coming out. A gaily means very happily. Gale means happiness. Gaily clad humanity. Clad means covered. Happiness say covered human beings were coming out. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat, being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. So some were walking and going to the fair. Some rode on horses. Some were on the horses. Others sat. Where they sat? On the bamboo carts or the bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's leg, brimming over with life and laughter. So there was one little boy. This little boy means the main character of the story is introduced here. Our little boy was brimming over. Brimming means like if a glass of water is filled till the brim, it's brimming over. Full, which can spill out. Itna zyada full ki can even spill out. So brimming over with life and laughter, this boy was. See the next page. See, this was the things which the boy saw. We'll see that. Now, come child, come, called his parents as he lagged behind. Now the story started. Now this child is lagging behind. Why is lagging behind? Fascinated by the toys in the shop that lined the way. Now they are on their way from the village to the fair. They are on their way from the village to the fair. Now the first thing that the child saw was the toy shop. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call. As the parents called, very obediently this child moved towards his parents. After that, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. वो जो receding toys, जो toys पीछे छूट गए, his eyes were still lingering, were on those toys only. As he came to where they have stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. So that the child cannot resist now. The child wanted to express that he wanted the toys. The child wanted to say to his parents, even though he was knowing the old cold stare. Cold means feelingless. जो उनका पुराना cold feelingless वाला stare है that I won't buy you anything. The child was knowing about it, but still he wanted to say, I want that toy, he pleaded. Now this time he requested, he pleaded, I want that toy. His father looked at him red-eyed. Red-eyed means in an angry way. In his familiar tyrant way. Tyrant means angry. This is how the father looked at the child. See the picture? It's given here. So familiar tyrant way. This is the tyrant way. His mother, melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold, said, look child, what is before you. Now father was in angry mood, but the mother was very relaxed because of the pleasant weather. So the mother gave her a finger and said, come child, let me show what it is. What it was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of evil land. It was flowering mustard field. Pale means yellow color. See, this is a mustard field which the child saw. Second picture, see. So the mother has shown the mustard field. So first thing we have saw, the child was fascinated by the toy. The second is now the mother is showing the mustard field. Okay. A group of dragonflies were bustling on their gaudy purple wing. A group of dragonflies, group of dragonflies were there. They were on their gaudy means bright, gaudy purple wings they were flying on. And this boy was noticing it. Intercepting the flight of a lone black bee. There was a lone black bee was flying, a butterfly was flying, and its way it was intercepting and going in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child followed in the air with gaze, The child was following all of those in the air with gaze. Gaze means to look constantly at something, till one of them would still its wing and rest, and he would try to catch it. He was looking to all of them, and if one stopped, he started to catch that. That is what the boy was doing. But it would go fluttering and flapping. But the dragonfly would go fluttering and flapping its wings in the air and would go. When he had almost caught it in his hands, as soon as he thought he would have now caught it, the dragonfly would have flown away. Then his mother gave a cautionary call, "Come, child, come." See, again the second time, "Come, child, come," to the footpath. He ran towards his parents gaily. Again, very happily, he ran towards his parents and walked abreast of them. Abreast means side by side. For a while, being however soon left behind. For a while, he walked side by side. After that, again, he was left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Now, they might be in hibernation for all the winter, and now since it is spring season and sun has come out, all these insects were coming out to just enjoy the sunshine. See how the insects come out from the soil. So this is what again the boy was fascinated with. Then thereafter, what's that? "Come, child, come." Again the mother is calling for the parents. "Come, child, come," from the shade of a grove. Grove means a group of trees, a small forest, a group of trees, where they have been seated themselves on the edge of a well. There was a well, and the parents were sitting on that edge of the well. He ran towards them. See, this is a grove, and they were sitting there in the shade of the grove, and they were waiting on the edge of a well. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove. Now the wind was blowing pleasantly, and the child made a filmy entry. As soon as he entered, what happened? A shower of flowers fell on him, and he started to gather their raining petals. The petals were falling, and he started to gather those petals in his hand. But lo, what happened? He heard the cooing of doves. Now what is dove? See, this is what is dove. He heard the cooing of doves. Again he is fascinated by that. He is very confused boy. He is getting fascinated by each and everything around him. The dove, the raining petals dropped from his forgotten hand. Now he forgot about the petals, and now he is seeing the dove. Again the parents, "Come, child, come," who had now gone running in the wild capers around the banyan tree. So that is what the picture I have shown you. Those are the wild capers of the banyan tree. And from there they went towards narrow winding footpath through the fair to the mustard field. See, this is narrow winding path. Through the mustard field they went. Now, where did they go? As they neared the village, the child could see many footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair. Now, as they are moving towards the village, now the child could see many footpaths full of throngs, full of crowd of people. They are converging. Converging means to meet at a point. We have seen in the road not taken, their roads were diverging, going away. Here they are converging to the whirlpool of the fair. Whirlpool means there was a circular motion where every person was entering into, and felt at once repelled and fascinated. Now the boy felt two feelings the boy had. Once he felt repelled, opposed, and thereafter he felt fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. The world was full of crowd, so he was also a bit confused. Now the boy will see many a thing. See, the first thing he saw, a sweetmeat seller. Sweetmeat seller, mithai ki dukaan he saw. And he hogged, he shouted, "Gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi, jalebi, etc." At a corner of the entrance, and a crowd pressed round his counter at the foot of a architecture of many sweets decorated with leaves of silver and gold. So there were many sweets decorated with silver and gold, and they were kept over there, and there were many people around the corner of the shop they were buying. Now this boy also wanted, his mouth watered by seeing those sweets. Now he was wanting, he had a want in his mind again. He just got fascinated, and now this time what he wanted his favorite barfi. So it's written here, his favorite barfi. "I want that barfi," he slowly murmured. Very slowly he said, because he half knew that his parents would deny. his parents would say he was greedy. और क्या कह के मना कर देंगे? That they would say that you are very greedy, all the time you want something to eat. So without waiting for an answer, he moved on. He did not wait for an answer and he moved on. See the sweet meat seller, मिठाई की दुकान. See, the picture is given over here. That's why the picture is kept, so that it might be clear to you. The second thing is a flower seller. Now this time there's a flower seller, and this flower seller was hawking a garland of gulmohar. Hawking, again he was shouting, this time a garland of gulmohar. The child seemed irresistibly drawn. Now he couldn't resist himself, and again he was drawn towards where? This basket of the flowers which lay heaped. He half murmured, again half he said, I want that garland. But he well knew his parents would refuse to buy him those flowers and would say that they were cheap. They are useless, they are very cheap. Why will you buy those flowers? So again, without waiting for an answer, he moved on. A man stood holding a pole with yellow, red, green, purple balloons, and this time a balloon seller was there, and again he got fascinated with those balloons, and the child was simply carried away by the rainbow glory of their silken colors, and he was filled with an overwhelming desire. Couldn't control desire he got again to possess them all. But he again knew his parents would never buy him balloons, and they would say that you are too old to play with it. Now you are grown up, why would you play with balloons? So he knew the reason, and he again moved on. A snake charmer stood playing a flute. Snake charmer means, this is a snake charmer. See, this was balloon seller and this is snake charmer. And this snake charmer is playing his flute. Again this boy is drawn towards the snake charmer, and as he saw that as he playing the flute, the snake comes and it's raising its head in a graceful way, and this boy was drawn towards it. The child went towards the snake charmer, but knowing his parents had forbidden to hear such coarse music, and this time what reason the parents would give? This music is very harsh, no need to hear that. So he proceeded further. There was a roundabout in full swing. There was a roundabout, but this time the boy was determined that I will go. Men, women and children were carried away in a whirling motion, and shrieked and they cried with dizzy laughter. Everyone was laughing. They were very happy. The child watched them intently, very intensely he watched them, and then he made a bold request. This time he made a bold request, no, I want to go on that roundabout, please father, mother. There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. See, this is the roundabout, but he couldn't find his parents. A full deep cry rose from within his dry throat, and a jerk of body. As I told in the introduction, his body was jerked. He was very much grief-stricken. He was very, very frightened. Mother, father, tears rolled from his eyes. His face flushed, was confused with fear. His full flushed face, it was filled with fear. Panic-stricken, he was feeling very panicked. He ran to one side first and then to the other, hither, thither. Hither, thither means here and there, everywhere he was running just to find his parents. And he was not knowing where to go. His clothes became muddy, his yellow turban came untied, and his clothes became very muddy. Having run to and fro in a rage, in anger, in depression, in tension mode, he was running here and there, and after that he stood defeated. He was very much sad this time because he couldn't find his parents. His cries suppressed into sobs. He was earlier crying loudly, and now since nobody noticed and he not even found his parents, now he is sobbing. Sobbing means now he is crying very slowly. At a little distance on the green grass, he could see through his filmy eyes men and women talking. Now this he's able to see at a distance, many men and women are standing there and talking. He tried to look intently, a little more deeply he tried to look among the patches of the bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of mother. Many people with yellow clothes were standing there. Patches of yellow clothes might have decorated those things. So, but he couldn't find his parents, who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. Unnecessarily they were laughing and talking. Just for laughing and talking, they were laughing and talking. He ran quickly again, this time to a shrine. Shrine means a temple sort of place it was, to which people seemed to be crowding. Every little inch of space and congested with men and women. Now every little space was filled and the boy was trying to enter into it. And he was crying, "Mother, Father." Near the entrance to the temple, however, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other. They were pushing each other. Heavy man with flushing murderous eyes and hefty shoulders was standing there. The poor child struggled to thrust a way, to find a way between their feet, and was trampled underfoot. And he was pushed and crushed by the feet of those hefty men. "Father, mother," a man in the surging crowd heard his cry. And now a man heard his cry. Stooping with great difficulty, lifted him up in his arms. With great difficulty, he found that boy and he lifted him up in his arms. "How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you?" the man asked as he steered clear of the mass. He pushed the mass clear and he made a way and they went out, and he was asking, "Whose baby you are?" And he said nothing. He just started crying bitterly and he said, "I want my mother, I want my father." Since he was not telling anything, the man tried to soothe him, tried to relax him, and he asked to go to the roundabout. So the boy was wanting to go to the roundabout, but now he doesn't want to go to the roundabout. He said no. He shouted, "I want my mother, I want my father." The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. See, the fourth thing which he saw, the snake charmer. And the man asked, "Do you want to just see the snake charmer?" He said, "No, I just want my mother, I want my father." Thereafter, he took him to the bright colored balloons. But he said, "No, I don't want these balloons. I want my mother, I want my father." The man still trying to make the child happy. He said, See the flowers, the flower seller. Look at the smell of the flowers, just smell it. Would you like to have a garland?" He said, "No, I just want my mother, my father." The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sobs, "I want my mother, I want my father." Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of sweet shop. So now he was thinking to humor from his mind. He was thinking just to impress him. He thought to console him because he was disconsolate. So he tried to console him with sweets. He asked, "What sweets would you like to have, child? Would you like to have some sweets?" But the boy turned his face and he said, "No, I don't want any sweets. I just want my mother. I just want my father." So this is what the story is. How we have seen the theme, and that is the story you might have seen now, understood it is. And this boy was completely crying all the time. These are the word meanings. You can pause the video and you can write if you want. Of course you must be wanting, just write it down. This is the summary of the story. You can pause the video and you can write the summary of the story. That's all. Thank you so much. I hope you understood the chapter. Just go through the video once more, line by line, and summary, theme, introduction, all these things you have to mention word meaning also. It will be very helpful for you for your future to revise the chapter easily. So we have seen the line by line explanation. Please do the question answer. That is also given here. See, on this page you have the question answer, NCERT question answers on the last page. 5 questions are there. Just try to do it. If you have any problem in the question answer, you can mention in the comment section. Thank you. That's all for this video. Thank you. Keep appreciating. Have a good day.